Hello from the 51st International Film Festival for Children and Youth that takes place in Zlin, Czech Republic. And I'm here with a Canadian actress, Stana Katic, who is a member of the main jury. So this is your first time in the jury. What is it like to be on the other side of the barricade, I mean, as a critic?
You know what, this one in particular, it feels kind of like I'm a part of like the Model United Nations program, because there are people, filmmakers from all across the globe working on this one. So it's been really interesting to sit at the table and discuss films from different histories and different kind of perspectives on the world in general and on what makes a great film for children and about children. It's been very stimulating. I've really been enjoying the experience and the colleagues that I've been able to meet here.
And how do you look at the films? What is the main criterion?
Well, we're looking at a couple of things. We're not exclusively saying let's entertain children. We're also saying what is a great story about children. What is something that we want to leave the world with. So that has been a way of kind of navigating our way through some of the films. And then, you know, we have jury members who are directors, who are composers, and then I'm an actress. So we all approach filmmaking from different angles, and we all pay attention to different elements of each story. And that becomes a point of discussion, and it becomes something that we all collaborate on when we're choosing the films that we think are the ones that we want to give the golden slipper to.
And do you argue a lot, or is there agreement?
No, we are a series of four totalitarian dictators who are in complete agreement.
Okay, so you have seen many children's films. What do you think about contemporary children cinematography?
You know, the thing that is I mean, really obvious here is that the world in general has some amazing stories to tell. There are films from Korea, from Sri Lanka, from the Czech Republic, from Germany, France, and Belgium, so on. And the stories are, they're very intelligent. A lot of them are very subtle, beautiful pieces of literature that we're putting on into photography. So as a creative, as an artist, it's very inspiring to be able to see films like this. It's not something that you immediately get in most movie theaters, at least not in the US, you know. It's wonderful for me to see it.
Okay, so we are at the Children's Film Festival, so I would like to ask you some questions related to your childhood. So could you tell me what was your childhood like? What kind of child you were?
I was very imaginative. I knew that I wanted to be an actress when I was really young, and so I could spend hours just playing imagination games and doing plays and so on. And I used to drag my siblings out to our porch, our patio, kind of veranda, early in the morning to do plays with me. And they would often be forced to also do theater with me over like Christmas holidays and so on. So that was a part of my upbringing. And I have a large family, a lot of siblings, so we had parents who were immigrants to the United States, and part of what was our upbringing was we had a huge warehouse that we just kind of roamed around in like bison, and created great stories, built forts out of cardboard boxes that housed whatever materials my parents had coming into the warehouse. So we had a really fun playground and a lot of playmates to create imagination and storytelling with while I was growing up.
Is it true that your grandfather called you porcupine? And why was that?
Yes, because when I was born, my hair stuck straight up, you know, and so he called me his little porcupine. Yeah.
Okay, so let's let's talk about children's films. Do you have any early memory of the first visit of cinema?
I have a memory of going to see the ballet. I have a memory of going to see Nutcracker when I was really young, I think 3 or 4. And I don't know, I saw some movies when I was really young too. I saw, I think it was Star Wars that was on television at some point. Star Wars? Yeah. I remember those movies. And then, of course, you see the cartoons in the morning and so on. But those are a couple of the ones that stuck out for me.
One tricky question. If you would play in a fairy tale film, yes, what character you would like to be?
Oof. I'd like to be a character that helps a child grow. Maybe I don't want to be the mother character that babies the child, but maybe is that kind of sorceress that pushes the child to grow into their better self. That would be cool.
Okay, so what was the strangest thing?
And I'd like to have pointy ears at some point. That would be really nice too.
Pointy ears, like in The Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And maybe I can fly. If we start on this path, we're never going to finish this interview. Let's keep going.
Really imaginative. Well, okay, so what was the strangest thing you had to learn for your role?
For a character that I played? Oh yeah, I had to learn how to kill someone using a Navy SEAL technique, so I had to knife a person up. That was odd. I'm trying to think if there's been a lot of things that have been really weird, Science, I always have to ask science questions about things if I have to, speak something scientific or whatnot. But yeah, I think so far probably just killing somebody with a knife.
And how about the jump in the 4 Lovers Only? Were you afraid?
Yes. But I was excited too. And it was fun. And, once I did it the first time, I could have done it 50 times again. It was...
Adrenaline.
It was invigorating, yeah. But by that first moment where you're looking down and that thing is just like that, it was crazy, yeah.
Okay, just one question about Castle. Castle is kind of buddy movies. And is there any movie couple you like the best?
I love Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy. I do love the Thin Man series. I love the way William Powell and Myrna Loy were together. I like Katharine Hepburn with Cary Grant. So that kind of stuff, I think. A lot of the classics right now, that's what's coming into mind in the moment.
Okay, so the last question. Is there any role you would die for?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Where do I begin? I think Cleopatra would be an amazing character to play. I know that they're making the film with Angelina Jolie. Well, that's what I hear, so she's very fortunate. Antigone would be amazing to play. Kate in Taming of the Shrew. Eleanor of Aquitaine. A pirate. There's this pirate. God, what was her name again? Annie something. I forget it right now. But she was a pirate that was alive in the 1800s, and I thought she was fascinating because she ran away from home when she was like 14 or 15, and she lived like around Florida and New Orleans. And I'll remember her name as soon as we're done with this interview, I'm sure of it. So yeah, there's a whole list of people that I think would be really interesting to play.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming to Zlin, for being with us, and we are looking forward to seeing you again in Zlin.